I was counseling a young man recently who has had a troubled upbringing but came to faith in Jesus and was very involved in some ministry on a Christian year for Christ, and the Lord did a real work in this young man's life. But even as he's come back home and he's surrounded by the same company of friends and life has kind of gone back to normal, he came to me in tears, just so concerned because he felt that he was forsaking the Lord, growing cold, and going back to many of his old ways. And he asked me the question, what do I do? And for me it was very simple. You've got to make the very simple decision, but very hard decision, of cutting ties with that group. The scripture tells us in 1 Corinthians 15 verse 33 that bad company corrupts good character. And then you've heard the statement, you're the sum total of your 5 closest friends. And I've no doubt that is to a degree true. But I'd say it's worse than that. You're the sum total of everything that influences your life. And so the people you associate with, the places you go, your hobbies, your habits, the music, the movies, everything you and I involve ourselves in is going to have an impact upon us. That's why the scripture says in Romans 12, be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good, acceptable, and perfect will of God. And so I challenged this young man, took him to Matthew 5, verse 28 to 30. If your eye offends you, you gouge it out. Simple, but how drastic is that? If your hand offends you, you chop it off. And so it's simple in making the decision. Those friends that have influenced you to go back, cut them off. It's that simple. But yet, how difficult is it? And I think of when I first came to faith in Jesus, I had to make these same tough choices. I could not continue to associate with the people that I was associating with because of the things we were involved with. And so I had to make that tough decision. I cut them off. Every single one of them. It was a hard decision because I was left with no friends for a period of time. None whatsoever. I was alone. But I trusted God. I knew if I did not make that decision, I would go back and involve myself in the things that they were doing. I couldn't continue to take the drugs and to drink and to fornicate and to go to the parties and to listen to the music that we were listening to. It would have had a negative effect on my life. Bad company corrupts good character. I took it a step further. I burnt all my paraphernalia. Music, books, clothing, posters. I just burnt the whole lot. I wasn't even going to give it away. My friends that I'd cut ties with begged me for all that stuff. I burnt it. I had to make those tough choices. I had to gouge my eye out. I had to cut my hand off. Because it's better to enter into heaven maimed than into hell with all your body intact. And so as I challenged this young man, I want to bring a challenge to each one of us. Look at the people you're currently associating with. Look at the things you're involved with. The places you're going. The music, the movies, the entertainment, even the social media. What are you giving yourself to? You and I need to make these radical decisions. Pluck out your eye. Cut off your hand. But let's get to a place where we surround ourselves with the right people. Good company will develop our character. Find some solid friends, but friends who are believers in Jesus and not lukewarm Christians. True disciples People who are sold out for the Lord. People who are going to call you out on things. People that are going to make those tough decisions. But people that are going to encourage you to grow in Jesus Christ. Give yourself the music, the entertainment. Give yourself to those things that are having a positive, godly influence upon your life. So that we are not conformed to this world, but that we are transformed by the renewing of our mind. Jesus is coming soon. Make the tough decision. Go before God. Look at the things that you're currently involved in. And then make this choice. I'm going to serve the Lord with all my heart, soul, mind and strength. And if you've got to gouge your eye out or chop your hand off, make the tough call. And get totally involved in the plans and the purposes of God.